Hey friends, and welcome to this new video dedicated to Garten of Banban 9. Finally, after a long time, we can talk about fresh and official news on Garten of Banban 9. As you know, we have all been waiting anxiously for the second teaser trailer, and now it has been officially announced by the Euphoric Brothers. They posted an official image to accompany the announcement, a really significant image full of interesting details. And today, in this video, we will do a thorough analysis of that image. We will try to understand what it could mean, which clues it hides, and what it might hint at for the next chapter of the game. But first, I want to share something with you. I had the chance to see the teaser early. Of course, I cannot give any spoilers, so don't worry, no reveals for those who don't want them. But thanks to this preview, I will be able to analyze the teaser in even more detail and publish this video almost as soon as the teaser trailer is available on the official Euphoric Brothers channel. This means we will be among the first to discuss every little detail together. So, if you are ready to discover every hidden clue and detail with me, stay until the end, because today it will be a complete and exciting analysis. And before we dive in, I remind you to leave a like on this video if you are curious to learn everything about Garten of Banban 9 and to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news, theories, or updates on the game. Now, let's get ready because what we are about to see and analyze is really something special. Now, let's dive in and talk about the new official image recently released by the Euphoric Brothers. In my second channel, PaninoTUBE Gameplay International, I already did a first visual analysis. In that video, we focused mainly on what you can notice at first glance. But today, I want to take it a step further and bring you a much more detailed analysis so we can discover all the little hints and details that might have gone unnoticed. The first thing we immediately notice is the presence of Sir Dadadoo. In this new image, we see him immersed in a setting that looks like an urban suburb, a place that immediately gives off a mysterious and slightly creepy atmosphere. This is an interesting detail because the type of setting could already give us some clues about what to expect from the next chapter of the game. One detail that caught a lot of attention is related to Sir Dadadoo's gloves. Some people noticed and commented that it seems like he's not wearing them, but if we look carefully and brighten the image a little, we can clearly see that the purple gloves are still there. The reason they might appear absent at first glance is simple. The scene is set in low light, and there's also a bit of fog, so some colored details get a little hidden. It's a perfect example of how the Euphoric Brothers are able to insert hidden details that only careful observers can notice. Another very important element we can see in the image is the release date of the teaser trailer, a detail that is not random at all. The teaser will be released on January 6th, so in just a few days. And today, as I'm making this video, it's January 3rd, which means we are really close to the official release. But this date also has a special meaning. It coincides with the anniversary of Garten of Banban 1, which this year will turn 3 years old. This kind of choice is never random in Euphoric Brothers games. Often the dates, visual details, and hidden hints have deeper meanings that connect the chapters together. So, just by looking at this image, we can already see how there are details designed for those who watch carefully and for those who have followed the game from the very beginning. It's amazing how every little element can tell us something more about the story that awaits us in the new chapter. Now let's move on to the theoretical part of the image, where we try to understand the meaning of the details and what they could reveal about Garten of Banban 9. The first element that immediately stands out is, of course, Sir Dadadoo's presence. This gives us a very important confirmation. Sir Dadadoo will be present in Chapter 9 as well. For those who remember, the last time we saw him was in Chapter 8, during the prison escape. In that situation, Sir Dadadoo had lost consciousness, and honestly, we didn't know if he had survived or not. It was a very tense moment because the uncertainty about his fate left many questions and theories among fans. Now, thanks to this official image, we have a definite confirmation. Sir Dadadoo is still alive. But not only that, the fact that we see him roaming around the city implies that he managed to escape from prison. This is a very interesting detail because it opens many narrative possibilities for Chapter 9. We have to ask ourselves what Sir Dadadoo will do now that he is free and what role he will play. Anyway, we still don't know if his presence is positive or negative. Let's remember that Sir Dadadoo is not exactly a good character. In the previous chapters, he was often our main antagonist. Only in Chapter 8, for reasons related to escaping Syringion's prison, did he temporarily ally with us to try to get out together from that dangerous situation. In chapters 6 and 7, however, he was clearly an enemy to face, clever and unpredictable. So his presence in chapter 9 could have different implications. He could become an ally, or he could return to being an antagonist like in previous chapters. Basically, even from the official image alone, we can start building very interesting theories about chapter 9. We can ask ourselves, why is he free? Where is he going? Will he block us again or help us? All these questions already create suspense and curiosity. Now let's talk about the scenery shown in the official image. As we mentioned before, the environment clearly looks like a typical urban setting. If we look closely, we can notice several elements that make this scene realistic and detailed. In the distance, there are buildings, some quite tall, while closer we can distinguish street lamps and electric wires crossing the streets. So, we will be exploring the city again in chapter 9. Those who have followed the game since previous chapters will remember that the city was introduced in chapter 7. There, it was the main area, and we could explore many streets, alleys, and builds. In chapter 8, we stayed in the city again, although we visited different zones than in the previous chapter. Now, with the confirmation of the city in chapter 9, we can deduce that we will be in an urban context again, but we will definitely not just revisit the same areas we've seen before. There will surely be new zones to explore, new details, and probably new dangers to face. It is important to highlight, however, that each chapter of Garten of Banban is designed to make us experience different environments. So, even if the city will be present, it will not be the only area in chapter 9. In chapter 7, let's remember, the city was the main area, and almost the entire game took place there, while in other chapters we always saw a variety of locations, from mysterious interiors to more open outdoor settings. This means that even in chapter 9, we can expect a combination of urban environments and other new, unseen areas, which will make the game varied and full of surprises. Basically, just by observing the scenery in this image, we can understand two fundamental things: the continuity of the city as a setting, and at the same time the promise of new areas and new mysteries that we will have to explore. It's a detail that shows how much the Euphoric Brothers care not only about the characters and the story, but also about the game world itself, making each chapter unique and full of discoveries. Alright, let's do a quick recap of what we've seen in this video. We talked about the new official image published by the Euphoric Brothers, analyzing every detail. The confirmation of Sir Dadadoo's presence, which shows us that the character is still alive and probably free after escaping the prison. His purple gloves that were hidden by the fog and lighting. And of course, the urban setting, which confirms that in chapter 9 we'll explore the city again, but with new areas and new surprises. We saw how every detail can give us interesting clues about the story and characters, and how the Euphoric Brothers carefully craft not just the narrative, but also the atmosphere and little secrets that spark the fans' imagination. So, if you're curious to discover all the hidden mysteries, stay tuned, because as soon as the teaser trailer is released on the official channel, I'll post the full video with a detailed analysis of the entire teaser. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye and see you soon.